Can the New York Jets stop their losing streak to the New England Patriots? We're going to talk about it. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today we're talking Jets versus Patriots, a big-time AFC East matchup. Before we get started today, I just want to mention you can follow on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast. And of course, you can call in and leave me your questions and get to them on the show. So these two teams are trending in opposite directions. The New York Jets are 5-2, winners of 4 straight. The New England Patriots are 3-4, and coming off an embarrassing showing on Monday Night Football at home in their own building to the Chicago Bears, as they went through this very bizarre quarterback carousel of starting Mac Jones and then pulling Mac Jones for Bailey Zappi, and then Bailey Zappi was horrendous in the second half of that game. But nonetheless, here's how these two teams match up. As we said, the record 5-2 versus 3-4. Offensively, the Jets are 21st in offensive DVOA, and the Patriots are 23rd. In defensive DVOA, both these teams are in the top 10. The New York Jets are 10th. The New England Patriots are 9th. For the Mojo Spotlight segment, we are going to be taking a look at 2 different guys, and they are both on the New England Patriots, and it's both of their quarterbacks, because up until today, had no idea who was starting, but Mac Jones is going to be the one who is the starter. He is up 0.68%, so selling at 33.62. Bailey Zappi is down a little bit, 1.81%, selling at $9.04. I don't know if either of these guys' stock are going to go up this week, because the Jets defense just absolutely loves to create turnovers. So maybe this is the week that you avoid these two guys, unless you want to go in for the long haul, but I don't know if you want to do that. You're a Jets fan, but these are the 2 players we're highlighting. So let's get into the prediction. And my first note that I said was who starts, because it very much so felt like a quarterback controversy, even though now, like, obviously Mac Jones took most of these snaps with the first team guys, and there were reports that he is going to be the one starting on Sunday against the New York Jets. The fans don't necessarily feel that way. I've never seen a fan base. It's wild. I've never seen a fan base turn on a quarterback so quickly than Patriots fans turned on Mac Jones for Bailey Zappi. Because last year they went 10-7. They went to the playoffs, and everybody loved Mac Jones. It was this guy came in. He's going to be the savior. He's the next Tom Brady, first round pick. They didn't ask him to do too much. Game manager, fine, all well and dandy. And then this year, through 4 games, he has 6 interceptions. He's turned the ball over a ton, and Bailey Zappi came in and looked okay for his first game or so, and then came in last night and looked through a touchdown pass, and my Patriots fan friends were texting me saying, oh my God, this is the guy. And then he had 3 turnovers after that in the second half of the game, a fumble loss, 2 interceptions, not great. And as I mentioned, Mac Jones has 6 interceptions through 4 starts this year. And where I think the Jets match up really well against this New England team is the turnover department. The Patriots have 15 giveaways on the season. That is 2nd in the NFL, number 2 in the NFL. And the Jets defense, they are ranked 8th in takeaways. So you have a team that is 2nd most turning over the football, and then you have the team that is 8th best at creating turnovers. Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed are going to feast. And if this defensive line gets home, which they've done a really good job of that over the last few weeks or so, pretty much ever since the Cincinnati game, they've really stepped it up from that Pittsburgh game onward. It's going to be a long day for Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi if they turn it over to him at some point. I don't expect the offense to do that much. They've really, really struggled to move the ball offensively and put up points. And the Jets defense is insanely hot right now. It sounds weird saying this because it's the Patriots and they've owned the Jets forever. The Jets are getting them at the perfect time. Their defense is thriving right now. And yes, the quarterback isn't playing well the last couple of weeks. And yes, losing Breece Hall stinks, but they mitigated that by trading for James Robinson and not giving up a whole lot. So let's talk about 2 other storylines for this New York Jets team. One is Elijah Moore. The other is going to be the run game without Breece Hall. So with Elijah Moore back, he is expected to play on Sunday, and I'm excited about that. I hope that he goes back on the field and plays more in the slot. He's been pretty much exclusively used on the outside, and Garrett Wilson's played a ton in the slot. I really think those two should reverse roles. I like Wilson and his ability to high point the football on the outside. Yes, I understand how good of a route runner he is, but Elijah Moore at 5'9" really isn't a guy who should be going down the field and winning down the field. So, but I do think that they get Elijah Moore involved in the offense. I think they work in maybe a screen or a couple design touches for him. And I'm not saying, you just give in and say, all right, we're going to feed Elijah Moore. Now he's going to have 10 targets a game. That's not fair. You shouldn't do that either. I think, Elijah Moore handled his situation awful. I think that was brutal how things were handled, but I do think he is too versatile a piece. I do think that he is too good of a player to just kick to the curb. Supposedly, he spoke with Robert Saleh. There was the video of him dapping up Mike LaFleur. Let's put everything in the past and let's all move forward like adults. That's what I'm rooting for to happen, and that's what I think ends up happening. So the second thing that I said that I wanted to bring up was the run game without Breece Hall. Part of me is worried because Breece Hall was so good, and I'm going to miss watching him, and I'm going to miss Elijah Vera Tucker a ton too. But I really like the addition of James Robinson, although I don't think he's going to be utilized a ton this week. I think it'll be more Michael Carter, but something like 65-35 in the running back split. 65% for Carter, Robinson somewhere around 35 to start. And, that's the thing for me. There are a lot of people who are saying that, just, feed Michael Carter. And I like MC32. I really do. I think he's, a really nice 1B kind of a guy. Do I think he could be a lead back where he's getting 20 plus carries a game? I don't think he's built that way. I think he is perfect for a running back by committee role. And a Carter and Robinson 1-2 punch is really solid. I think the Jets will end up being okay. Again, probably more of a limited role, I would say, for James Robinson this week before he really, he has the Buffalo game after that, and then there's a bye weekend. I would anticipate after the bye, things begin to change. That's the game, or not the game, but the time frame where I think we start to see a different Jets offense. Because, we saw Justin Fields put up some big numbers, and good on Justin Fields. He was really, really good in that game on Monday Night Football. The Patriots defense hasn't allowed a ton to quarterback, so I guess let's go there. We'll do our stat line predictions. I want to talk Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, James Robinson, and Elijah Moore. Those are the four guys I have predictions for. I think Zach Wilson throws a little bit more this week. I don't think we see him over 30 passing attempts yet. Spoiler, I think the reason is going to be because they're winning, and until the Jets are behind in games, they're not going to be throwing the football a ton. So I have Zach Wilson 18 of 28, which is a 64-2 completion percentage, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions, 212 yards. Does that jump off the page as amazing? No. Is that bad? Also no. I think that's okay, and I think it's fine for the amount of times he's going to be throwing the ball, which I would expect probably in that 25 to 30 range. If it gets up over 30, okay, that probably means that you're down in the game, so not rooting for that, but the Jets' run game and defense has been playing so good. It's not like they're needing Zach to throw them back into games. And I expect them to have a lead in the second half because they are the better football team. The expectation is that they should win this game. So that's where I'm at. I hope he throws more than 1 touchdown pass. I hope it's 2. He's gone 3 straight games without throwing a touchdown pass. He's also gone 3 straight games without a turnover. So you have the yin and the yang, right? Because you have the people who hate Zach Wilson saying he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in, the last 3 weeks. And you have the people that love Zach Wilson saying, well, he also hasn't turned the ball over. Where in reality, it probably lies somewhere in the middle where you can say, yes, he hasn't turned the ball over and that is a good step, but he also has to get the ball in the end zone because he's pacing out for like 4 passing touchdowns on the year, which isn't good. And I think that'll change. I'm confident that it'll change. Michael Carter, I think, is going to have something around like 14 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown, something like that. He had a really good game against the Patriots last year in the home opener. Second go around wasn't as great, but in the second game of the season last year, he played pretty well. Robinson, I'm going to give him like 7 carries for 29 yards. I think eventually, they start to even out a little bit. And I would anticipate maybe a couple Elijah Moore, Braxton Berrios runs. I think the Jets probably run the ball around 25 times between Carter, Robinson, Zach, Elijah, Braxton Berrios, and heck, who knows? Maybe Bam Knight plays, or maybe Ty Johnson gets some reps. I'd rather Bam over Ty Johnson, but that's a conversation for another day. As for Elijah Moore, I think he gets back, and I think he sticks it to the New England Patriots. I'll have him at 4 catches, 61 yards, and he will have the receiving touchdown. Earlier in the week, I said, you know what? I originally gave a touchdown to Tyler Conklin, and I said the tight ends are going to be more involved, but I changed my mind. I think Elijah Moore gets in on the action. I think he gets in on the fun. I think he takes a slant route for a touchdown this week. So that's what I'll be rooting for. Now let's get into the pick segment of the show, which is brought to you by BUSR. BUSR.com/Matt to sign up, the official sportsbook of Matt O'Leary and why. The Jets are 1.5-point underdogs at home, which is crazy, but at BUSR, they are giving a first wager up to 150% first wager up to $2,500. So that's a pretty nice deal there. I, against the spread, am 4-3 through 7 weeks, and my pick is going to be the Jets plus 1.5. I think not only do they cover this number, I think they win, and I think they win relatively handedly. I'm going to say 24-14. The Jets win by 10 at home. I think the New England offense struggles against this Jets defense, which, frankly, ever since the calls for Ulbrich have gone up, like, for instance, I guess really last time that happened was in week 4 against the Steelers in the first half. But, you know, after that, he's been really good. I was surprised. I don't really consider myself that big of an Ulbrich fan, but we got to give him credit, man. That defense has been really, really good, and I think they give Mac Jones fits. And I'll even call this, too. I had a Michael Carter touchdown. I had a Zach Wilson passing touchdown to Elijah Moore. The third touchdown will be a Sauce Gardner pick 6. How about that? That'll be the 3 touchdowns, plus a Greg the Leg field goal. Special teams has been phenomenal. Can't say enough good things about the special teams. How about Casey? She is 5-2 against the spread. Oh my God. Who does she like this week? She's on the Patriots? What? Shocking. The road team, the team on the left, the team that gets aligned on the left. She is 5-2 though, so hey, her strategy's working. Maybe that's what I got to do. Ride the road teams, because all but 1 week she's picked the road team. So let me know what you think about this game in the comments below. I am very, very excited, and I think the Jets pull it off. The first win against the New England Patriots since week 16, 2015. That's a long time ago. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video. Comment below. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.